So with the Cannes Film Festival coming to a wrap next Monday, we're probably going to find out which film won the Palme d'Or and what potentially could be a boost into Oscar season. As we know, last year, Anora went all the way from Palme d'Or darling to Oscar winning. And you know, it's interesting how Cannes has sort of become this sort of focus into that. It has been in the past before, but I feel like we've started to see the reemergence. That's why you see Neon buying every single movie, and whatever movie doesn't do good for it just gets thrown into the abyss. But that's the case with a lot of studios now. Hopefully Club Kid from A24 is not one of those where A24 is like, damn, I didn't see this making that much, whatever, you know, hopefully they give it a good release. Nonetheless, I am not here to talk about studios and how bad they've gotten as of late. I'm here to talk about some of the films that are coming out that I'm excited about, because at the end of the day, it's about the artist. So one of the first films I want to talk about that I was a little bit shocked, but then I was shocked at myself for even being shocked, is that the new Nicholas Renfin film has been getting some pretty polarizing reviews, sitting at a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. Her Private Hell, starring Sophie Thatcher, Havana Roseux, Charles Melton, has not been greeted as kindly, right? And I was shocked that I was even shocked at myself for being shocked at this score, because of course, I think besides Drive, everything else that Renfin has released has been sort of like polarizing. I stopped at Only God Forgives myself. I have not watched The Neon Demon, which I definitely should. But I have stopped there because at the time when I first watched Only God Forgives, I hated it. I should definitely check it out. It's been like over 10 years since I've watched that movie. Maybe it's time to give it a watch. But I'm still excited for Her Private Hell because it looks dazzling from the trailer. The premise sounds interesting. A group of actresses are trying out for a new Barbarella-esque movie, and a serial killer's out here killing people. Sounds cool. And Nicholas has a pretty interesting palette. You have a stacked cast. The trailer is great, so why wouldn't I be excited? Now, I'm the first one to say that I don't think you should trust all of the Cannes critiques. It's a very different world, I feel, depending, and you usually see a lot of these movies get different critiques once they release. But if you're interested in the movie, just go watch it. So I'll be seated for Her Private Hell day one, and I'm excited to see what we get into. Another film I'm excited for as well is Amarga Navidad, directed by Pedro Almodóvar. And this is a new film that he has that just sounds so interesting and compelling. So besides Her Private Hell, that's going to be the lowest scored movie I've talked about. Every other movie I talk about sitting like at an 80 or above on Rotten Tomatoes. Doesn't mean much. Don't really like Rotten Tomatoes as a site. But I will tell you that this is great, because I am excited to see once these movies sort of go more into other festivals or their wide release, that we will see these films just go even up in score and more people enjoying them. So Amarga Navidad, what is this movie about? So the film is about a woman being abandoned by her partner during Christmas time, and a lot of bad things are just happening, and it's just the worst time to do this, right? So I don't want to get more into it because there's a longer premise for it, but I feel like you really lose more of the film when you start to really dive deep into it without getting into it visually, right? At the end of the day, film is a visual language. So I'm excited to see this. It's gotten some pretty interesting talks out of Cannes. A lot of people are saying it's like an auto-fiction type of film for Pedro Almodóvar, which makes me more curious. So definitely at the top of my list, Amarga Navidad. The next film on my list is going to be the South Korean film Hope, which is directed by Na Hong-jin, who did one of my favorite horror films of the past decade, and that is going to be The Wailing. This is a new film that we just got a trailer for, and I wanted to talk about it as well. That trailer was something else. I've watched it once. I need to watch it one more time, but I need to prepare. A lot of the reviews that have been coming out for this movie have been great. I see some of them kind of talk a little bit down on the runtime of it all, and maybe there's like a halfway point when this movie turns into something else, which maybe not a lot of people are vibing with, but I'm still excited for this movie. Very stacked cast. Let's read about the synopsis. The film centers on a village police chief and his rookie deputy who must defend his local community from a mysterious creature after wildfires sever all communications, while a local hunting party finds itself being hunted deep in the mountains. A cast that consists of Hwang Jung-min, So In-sung, Jung Ho-jeon, Taylor Russell, Cameron Britton, Alicia Vikander, and Michael Fassbender. So I'm very pumped and excited for this film. A lot of people are saying it is such a grand summer blockbuster type of film that we haven't gotten in a long time, but at the same time becomes something more deeper and personal. So cannot wait. Next film on my list is going to be the film Fjord, which stars Sebastian Stan as well as Renate Reinsve. The film centers around a Romanian-Norwegian couple who resettle in a village set in distant fjord, where they become close to their neighbors, the Hallbergs. Their children bond despite their different education. When adolescent Elia shows up at school with some bruises on her body, the community asks itself if the traditional education that the children get from their parents would have anything to do with it. And I've been hearing some great stuff about this movie as well, and the subject matter and how it dives deep into our culture and how our neighbors and our families and all of that clash, and some interesting stuff right there. It is coming from director Christian Mungiu, so I'm excited to see what he dives deep into with this. Sebastian Stan, Renate are just incredible actors, so very, very excited for Fjord. One of the first acquisitions at Cannes is Club Kid, and this was from A24, about $17 million, which is huge. And this is a film that people are describing A24 meets Big Daddy. So let's read about the synopsis for this movie. A washed-up underground party promoter's life takes an unexpected turn when he is forced to care for a son he never knew he had. This is directed by Jordan Firstman, who also serves as the lead actor alongside Cara Delevingne and also Diego Calva. This was bought up by A24, and it is the first acquisition we are hearing about at Cannes. Probably hear a lot more of these acquisitions happen over the weekend, but I'm excited to see what this movie is going to be about. The next film on my list is All of a Sudden, which is directed by Ryusuke Hamaguchi, and this is a movie that has been getting a ton of praise as well. Like, the more we're going up on this list, the higher the praise that these films are getting, and I can only imagine once they're released in other places. The plot of the film is the director of a nursing home in the Parisian suburbs attempts to introduce a humane care technique known as humanitude in spite of resistance. Her life is changed when she meets a terminally ill Japanese playwright named Mari Morisaki. So I'm very excited to see what exactly is being crafted here. A lot of the accolades and acclaim are coming from the direction, the screenplay, and the acting. So very excited to see once this releases. Hopefully somewhere in the fall, as we know it has a summer release date, I believe, in Japan and also in France. So hopefully we get it pretty soon. And at the top of my list is going to be Teenage Sex and Death at Camp Miasma, directed by Jane Schombrun. The synopsis reads, after years of slapdash sequels and waning fandom, the Camp Miasma slasher franchise is handed over to an enthusiastic young director for resurrection. But when she visits the original movie star, a now reclusive actress shrouded in mystery, the two women fall into a blood-soaked world of desire, fear, and delirium. And this film has just been getting a ton of recognition and a ton of acclaim. And I was a huge fan of I Saw the TV Glow, and I really appreciate what Jane Schombrun did there. Wasn't as hot as I was on TV Glow as I was with We're All Going to the World's Fair. Maybe I need a rewatch. Maybe it just wasn't for me. But I've been excited. I've been waiting to see when this movie is going to release. So I cannot wait to check this movie out, of course. So let me know your thoughts and opinions on all the Cannes movies I just talked about. I'll probably do more in-depth talk about each one of them in the summer and all of that as we get more information, as we get more teasers, like photos and all of that. So stay tuned for that. And what other festival would you hope these movies pop up in? I think that maybe Camp Miasma might appear maybe at Tribeca. I don't know. I don't know if there's another film festival before its release. All the other ones, I could definitely see them going to either Telluride. I would also believe Venice, or you could also think TIFF, because I don't think they all still have a wide release just yet. But very excited to talk more about these movies once we get them, and I'll cover all of them, of course, once I get the opportunity to watch them. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. 50,000 subscribers is the goal. I'll see you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.